Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and I just can't stop thinking about that cryptic roadmap that we got for The Sims 4. So today, I am bringing you a video with some more speculation on the front of Season of Selves, and obviously the big promotion that we got, which pretty much told us that we were getting 4 kits. Obviously, I've done a video about this, kind of discussing what I thought it was going to be, and then the Sims team decided to drop 2 of the new kits anyway. So we already know what they are. The mystery surrounding those 2 has kind of been put on the back burner. And this isn't really about like the information that they were given in so much of you lot being absolutely creative as heck, which I said is why I like making these videos, because you lot just have the coolest ideas and like connect so many dots that I personally don't think I would ever be able to connect. So today I kind of want to talk about one comment in particular that really got me thinking and connected like so many hints that if it isn't true, I will absolutely be surprised that it's not true. And then I want to talk about maybe some more refreshers and things of that nature that I personally think this could be hinting to, or that I would just like to see even if it's not hinting to, but hopefully we could get in the future, because obviously we have just had the spa day refresh. Did I just decide to record this video because I got a new keyboard and typing on it makes me feel like a little journalist and a little investigator? Maybe. It looks like it's from the 90s. And honestly, I know I keep doing this, but like, it just sounds so good. I can't stop typing on it. I just want to type, which is weird because I haven't literally wanted to type since I handed in my dissertation like 6 years ago. So the comment that really got me wanting to record this video was from Lee. So Lee, thank you so much for writing this. Honestly, your mind just must work on a different level. I was so impressed when I read this. I just want to know if anyone else noticed the nectar bottles in the weird circle thing. There's also ducks next to a plant with oranges on it, and it made me think of duck a la orange. I don't know, I got A in GCSE French. I don't know how I did it. When I saw the nectar bottles, last time we got nectar was in a French world in World Adventures, which is interesting that travel is so heavily hinted here and in the new packs, and Paris gets a specific mention in Ancient Arrival's blog post. Basically, I do think they probably just mentioned like Paris, Milan, London, because it is so much of a fashion kit. Like both of these kits are very heavily focused on the fashions of the places that they are based upon. So I don't think like Paris was specifically chosen, but like the rest of this giving a French theme is very interesting indeed. Also, if you put the mandala up next to a picture of a stained glass circle in Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, it almost looks spot on. I'm gonna show you how spot on this is. So obviously this is the mandala or the circle, the color wheel, whatever you want to call it. This was the promotion that the Sims team gave for this roadmap. And I actually have a picture of the Notre Dame stained glass window up, and oh my word, like, I mean, it's pretty similar. To be fair, it could just look like a stained glass anyway, because I feel like it has that sort of pattern. But you mentioned with like the flowers around the outside, and like this has literal like flower shaped stained glass around the outside, and it does just kind of look like it. I think that's really interesting. Either this is just by like total chance and like the team didn't think of this at all, or like your brain figuring this out, if this is correct, is just impeccable. I am so impressed. This very well could mean that we might be getting like a French themed world. I personally would love to see that. I would absolutely adore a French themed world. I obviously recently went back and played through a lot of the Sims 3 content that I've never played with before. World Adventures is probably the biggest expansion that I've never had personal experience with in The Sims 3, because I got got into Sims 3 late because I just wanted to hold on to my little baby that was The Sims 2. I didn't want to have to look after multiple Sims. That was far too much of a responsibility for me, and Sims 2 will always be my golden child. I don't care. Like, she's just the one for me. So would I really like a French world? Yes. Do I think that this could be hinting towards a next pack? Possibly. But the thing is, with them mentioning 4 kits, I am still holding out hope for maybe a winter game pack or an expansion. Hey, I'll even take a stuff pack if that's available. And if it's not a hint towards an expansion or a game pack, maybe they're just hinting towards the 3rd kit being French inspired. If it is an expansion or a game pack, I have talked about before, I would really, really love a modeling career. Do I want one specific like fashion themed expansion or game pack to focus on a modeling career? No, that doesn't feel like my type of pack that I would enjoy. It honestly feels like quite a small expansion pack. I don't know. I just don't know what else you could do with fashion other than like a modeling career, because I feel like if we're going to get a Get Famous refresh, then we could probably have a hairstylist on that side of things with the obviously like makeup station that we have. And we also have a stylist career, I think, in base game. And we also have the photographer career that came with Moschino. So like fashion-wise, really, what else can they do other than modeling? And just like, although I would like modeling as a career, I just don't think it's big enough to have as an expansion or a game pack. That feels more of like a stuff pack career for me, kind of like how we got the photography one in Moschino itself. I know I keep going back to the Season of Selves, but I think the imagery was very much chosen for a reason. So obviously we've got the nectar bottles, we've got the Duc à l'orange, I keep butchering that, I don't know why I keep saying it. And then we also have this item right here, which I actually thought was a Parenthood journal. However, I've gone into my game and I actually can't find this specific asset. I don't know where she's hiding. I don't know who she is, because if we go to my game over here, these are the journals that we got in Parenthood. There's a black one and then there's this brown one. I thought it was this brown one, but it doesn't have the same writing on it. Then there's this black one, which kind of has the same writing on it, but it doesn't have like the gold writing, and obviously it's not brown, and it doesn't have the writing along the bottom. So if we look at it against the wheel one, like it just seems like a different one. I don't know if this is a book somewhere. I personally haven't been able to find it in my game. If one of you super sleuths can find it, I basically said this was a journal, which meant that we may be getting a Parenthood refresh in the future. Obviously, we do have this down here, which says, enjoy free updates that add dimension to your Sims' lives and unlock new ways to play. So obviously we know we're getting an update that contains some sort of, well, I would hope gameplay, considering they've said unlock new ways to play, but add dimension to your Sims' lives. It has already been confirmed that we are getting that townie refresh. We don't know if that will happen in this season. I can sort of assume that it probably will. I feel like that might be the add dimension to your Sims' lives. But if you think about it, if that's the townie refresh, that kind of gives dimension to townies. It doesn't really give dimension to your Sim selves, which is what this whole thing seems to be about, or your Sims that you create, because they already have dimension. You probably already give them relationships. You probably already have chosen out their favorite hobbies and their favorite colors. It's not like you make a Sim yourself like the team did back in the day with townies without any relationships whatsoever. Like, we all have stories in mind, I feel like, when we create our Sims. So maybe this being like a little journal, who knows if it actually is, but in my mind, I'm wanting to believe that it is a journal. Maybe we're getting a memory system. Somehow, somewhere, add dimension to your Sims' lives. You know what would add dimension? Sims actually being able to remember what happened to them. actually having a memory system that they can look back on and be like, oh, this was a really happy time in my life. Oh, this was a really sad time in my life. Having more consequence would definitely add dimension to my Sims lives. So that might just be coming as a free update, or as I stated in my last video, maybe there is a Parenthood refresh on the cards. Obviously, quite a lot of stuff has been ripped from Parenthood. I feel like we had the hair most recently. We also had the bunk bed, which was a bed in Parenthood. Then it was taken from Parenthood, given to base game, and was also updated to be a bunk bed. And apparently there's some curtains as well. I'm not too sure about that one. I can't remember the curtains being taken, but I did see comments of people talking about a pair of curtains also being stolen. Parenthood is just like a free-for-all, isn't it? You just go in, you just kind of grab whatever you want from Parenthood, and then just like, yeah, let's put that in base game. Sounds like a great idea. So if anything, I feel like Parenthood definitely deserves an update next. And I kind of didn't go over a Parenthood update when I was talking about like pack updates that I would like to see, or I should call them refreshers. That's what they are. That is their technical term, because I basically glossed over it and said, Parenthood, I kind of just want a Generations pack as well as Parenthood. But there are definitely some things that I would like to see, number one, improved in Parenthood, and also two, just like added. I feel like there's definitely some things that could be added. For example, I really, really want videotapes back. I absolutely love them in The Sims 3 Generations. I know it's a little bit out of fashion, but we still have like vlog cameras and stuff like that. So I think being able to like take videos of your toddlers learning to walk or talk, or like your kid's first snow day and like building a snowman or with the family, decorating the Christmas tree. There's some really, really cute stuff that you could take videos with. And with the update of photography that we've seen in so many packs, Get to Work, Moschino, then also more recently we had it in Dream Home Decorator. I feel like they have a good base to work on when it comes to like video angles and how cameras could work in The Sims 4. So that's something that I would really like to see that is new. Obviously, the journal, Parenthood, a memory system could very well come to Parenthood. I will say, I don't really like talking about this because I literally just did a video the other week. If you haven't watched it, it's an incredible mod by Ravasheen. I absolutely love Rav so much, and the work that Rav put into that was impeccable. And so it kind of feels shady for me to be like, I would love journals to work as a memory system when you can quite literally, for free, go and download Rav's mod. I don't know if it's out for public release yet. I feel like it probably is, but I will leave a link to Rav's Patreon down below. I'll also leave a link to that video. It's one of my favorite mods that I play with The Sims 4. I really like it. It does add dimension to your Sims. And I don't really want the team just to like rip that off. However, I do feel like that could come in a Parenthood refresh. Also, a chore system. We have the little like schedule board that you can put up on your Sims walls, and I would just love it if you could like have a system that basically tells your kids and your teenagers to like work on a specific chore, maybe like Saturday mornings from like 9 till 11 a.m. They like wash the dishes, they do the laundry, they maybe do their homework. I would love it if there was just like a little schedule that your parent Sims could set up, and then that would help to work on the traits of your children, because I find it really hard to get up personality traits. I think they're great, I really like them, but I never pay attention to them because they fluctuate like so much, and there's no real way, unless you are on top of scheduling those Sims and what they do, to like play with them. I do usually use like Get Together to set up like a chores club, which kind of encourages children to do it, but there's not many chores. Like it's literally just like do homework. Also, I'm gonna give the feedback that I always usually give for The Sims 4. We need more consequence. sense. And hey, if we're getting a get to work refresh, then maybe we'll have like active police. And maybe your Sims will actually be able to be taken to prison if they do something incorrectly. You can actually set a curfew in The Sims 4, but it does absolutely nothing. So you kind of get a text like an hour before your curfew if your teen or your kid is out, like, hey, curfew's ending, you should get home. And like, if you don't go home, you can have a chance of like breaking curfew. And I think you can punish your teenagers, especially. I feel like you can actually like stop them from going on their laptop. I think you can also ground them. It does just like pop up as an emotion. I might be getting mixed up with The Sims 3 with that, but there are a few little consequences that you can do with teenage Sims breaking curfew. I would really like it if they could like actually be taken to prison, or like a neighbor came and brought them back and then they would just get grounded autonomously. And finally, proms. Even if it's a rabbit hole, even if it just works the exact same way as it did in The Sims 3, we have Love Day in the game. Like if your child or teen sim goes to school on Love Day, they can actually like receive a rose from someone or give a rose to someone, I feel like. It recently happened in my cottage living Let's Play, and one of my Sims got like really sad because she had a terrible Love Day because she didn't get a rose from anyone. So I would really like it if your Sim, just when it was a rabbit hole, it said like, hey, proms tonight, maybe get your Sims ready if you want to, and then they just went off lot and you got a couple of like choice-based notifications that were like, hey, do you want to dance with this person, or maybe you want to dance with this person had their first kiss at prom. I would really, really love it. I would love to be able to have prom royalty back where you get a crown if you win. I just miss prom. I think it was just such a cute, sweet little moment in The Sims 3, and I really, really want it back in Parenthood. Also, how did I forget this when talking about a Parenthood refresh, but like working acne, which sounds weird, but like acne that actually is game playable. So with the spa day refresh, you can maybe put a little face mask over it to like calm down your skin. I did actually tweet out when we got the spa day refresh, when one of my Sims was suffering with like wearing too many face masks in a period of time. Is anyone thinking playable spots and breakouts from Parenthood refresh? The irritated skin from face masks is very reminiscent of it. So I would also like to see that. I know we have it as a creator sim asset, but like it doesn't actually affect your Sims in the game, and I would quite like it too. However, with me throwing out the possibility of a Parenthood refresh, I personally don't think we're getting a refresh this season. I just don't see it happening, to be completely honest. I feel like we've just had the spa day one, and whilst that was brilliant and I loved everything about it, and I really, really do want to see more refreshes in the future, I don't think they do another one so soon. I do personally think it would be on the roadmap. I know a few of you have said, well, like these things can change. Maybe they just don't want to promise something if it's not going to be able to come. But like they did put a terms and conditions on this anyway, saying that it was subject to change at EA's discretion, which I feel like everyone would have understood if they had said maybe we're getting another refresh. So although I would really love a Parenthood refresh, I don't think it's happening this season. But I would basically just want this comment section to be a continuation of the discussion that we are having in that past video. Let me know how you feel about maybe a French-inspired pack coming out. I know I really liked nectar making in The Sims 3. However, I will say I feel like France was the most disappointing out of World Adventures. Please don't hate me for that. I know there's some people who really love France in World Adventures. It just seemed to fall flat after visiting China and Egypt for me. I thought they were way more impressive. But hey, I'm not going to complain about a French-inspired world because I think that could be absolutely stunning. I would love to hear your thoughts, theories, feedback. Thank you so much to Paralee for basically inspiring this video. This is why I love doing videos like this, because you lot in the comments are so wonderful and I just love hearing everything about it. I promise I will try and let this be my last video on this subject. I'm going to be moving on. I'm going to be getting back into my cottage living let's play. It's just when there's Sims 4 news, you know I'm an overthinker. You know I sit on ideas for days and days and days and I'm like, what does this mean? I need to figure it out. If I don't get validation from this, who will I get validation from? So thank you, Sims team, for entertaining me for the last few days. Hey, if anything, I got some entertainment out of this. So I really appreciate you all tuning in. Take care of yourselves and I will speak to you all in the next one. Bye now.